there, and welcome to another exciting episode on Let It Out with Tonia. This week we'll be looking at domestic violence against men. And I have a guest here with me. She is the Executive Director with Complete Home and Office Services Limited. And she was the Senior Special Assistant to Her Excellency, the former First Lady of Bauchi State. And she has been married for 32 years. Wow. She is Hope Ebu. Thanks for joining me on today's episode.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, so we're looking at domestic violence against men.
Yes.
And is it possible men are really involved in domestic violence, men be who they are?
You would not believe more than we give credit for, because a lot of men don't feel comfortable speaking out about their situation.
Okay.
So it's difficult. People pretend that it's only men who abuse women.
Yeah.
But actually there are a lot of men who are going through terrible times in their marriages or relationships.
Okay. So who are the men that are really involved in domestic violence?
Well, I mean, in my encounter with some men, I find that people who don't feel they measure up to their wives, people who love their wives maybe a little bit more than their wives love them. And
so that means men who are actually in love.
well, yeah, it's a simplistic way to say it, but I mean, men can be in love without being abused.
Okay.
But when the wife does not feel that the man is doing enough or giving enough.
Okay.
And also, some lazy men are also victims of abuse.
Wow.
Yes, and lazy in the sense that they're not actively earning a living and don't want to go out there and do better. So there are different types of women, different types of men who could be abused in a relationship.
Okay. How open can men be when they're in an abusive relationship? When it comes to women, very open, my husband did that to me. So how open are men?
Well, men are not generally open to express the abuse they are encountering at home because society would mock such a man. So the men don't speak up because we in society cannot identify with a man being a victim of domestic violence. We are very quick to show the image. Even when we hear all these campaigns against domestic violence, it's always the woman with the bruised face.
Yes.
You never see a bruised-faced man
that's true.
as the poster person for abuse.
Yes.
So that's the reason somehow society has not equated abuse with the male gender.
Yes.
It's always the woman.
Okay.
But there are some real men suffering, some dying as a result of domestic abuse.
But are they really victims because they did not want to speak out, or they didn't want to fight back, or because the women overpower them?
Well, there are a lot of factors. As I said, some of these men get into relationships with women who are clearly out of their league.
Okay.
And especially if a woman now becomes the main breadwinner, breadwinner in quotes, of the family, then she begins to treat the man, not all women, mind you, just the few, because I'm not too sure of the statistics for men, but I imagine it's not that great yet. So these women who feel that after all, they're the ones providing for the family, now feel that they can treat their husbands anyhow.
So sad.
Because Well, that's how it is.
Wow.
They say who pays the piper dictates the tune.
That is it.
Yeah.
So, but how can they get help?
Well, I think men have to be more forthright and more open and come out and to save their own lives, because what happens in abuse is it graduates.
Okay.
It graduates. It doesn't stop. It just gets worse if people don't get proper help. Unfortunately, the churches are not addressing this issue. The way to get help, the quickest way, I know, is for people to approach their pastor.
Okay.
Their pastors or their imams or whoever they feel is their religious leader. At least get it out there that you're having this issue at home. Women tend to respect pastors a lot.
Yes.
And that is the reason I go to pastor first.
Yes.
As opposed to going to their
To a
parents
friend. Oh,
or
yeah,
going
yeah,
to
that is
the
true.
family or to their counselors out there.
Yeah.
In Nigeria, we believe that everything is just
leader,
about God. So
yeah.
if that is so, if we want to key into that belief, then the first port of call is to the family pastor or the family imam and have the person intervene.
Okay.
If it gets beyond that, then it's getting into the criminal zone.
Okay.
The man has a duty to report to the local police what he's going through for record purposes.
Okay.
Yeah, because sometimes we've heard stories recently of women stabbing their husbands, killing their husbands, emasculating them, removing their male organs.
Yeah.
I don't know the full story. I don't know what pushes a woman to such extent. But I know that it did not happen in a day.
Yes.
There would have been series and sequence of events that now crescendo to the man losing his life.
Yeah.
So any man in an abusive relationship, now please go for help and also let it be on record that you are facing this situation.
Okay, thank you very much for joining me. And thank you so much for enlightening us. I think we've learned more from this little episode today. Until I come your way next time, I'm still Tonia. Bye.